You know what it is. This here is if you in a gang and you from a major city, small city, anywhere, and you in a gang and your city get in it and you in a gang, how you must respond and the dilemma that you put in so y'all understand. Now, let me start this intro, man. Unique Mecca audio, man. I'm getting ready to tell y'all about if you in a gang and your homies get in it from where you from. So let's say you from New York, let's say you from Baltimore, Philly, New Jersey, and you a blood. You know what I mean? Now, your allegiance is to the blood. You understand what I'm saying? Period. So that's why when we like out west, things like that, and we in other spots, even when we on the East Coast, no matter where you at, if one of your homies, he choose to be a blood or a crip, you understand? Latin King or whatever, then he's no longer a part of your car. Because if something happens with the brothers, you know, from your town with a brother from your gang, you have to roll with your gang and go against your homies from your town. So that's why I say, youngins, don't go to jail, don't get caught up in this, because it's not worth it. You understand? Now, just so you understand, anybody that's not subscribed, subscribe now. I'm going to pause a second. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Thank you to everyone that got me to 50,000 subscribers. We at 50,070 right now. So y'all check back and see the numbers so you can see how rapidly we be growing because we're giving good content. All right, so subscribe right now. My phone number is on the screen, 347-207-5360. I answer that phone. It requires a Cash App. The Cash App must have the little green checkered box. You know what I mean? The little green checkered box next to my name when you go up there. They didn't duplicate that yet. So I still get my Cash App. All they did was duplicate it. They didn't hack my Cash App. So I still get it, but don't send it to no Cash App that got my picture on it. The ones with my picture is a bogus. We're working on getting them shut down. But then now, let me get back to the story because I'm riding. You know what I mean? I'm riding. Now, if you from New York and you claiming blood or crip and you're in a federal prison, you know, compound, and somebody from New York get into it, the Bloods or Crips, you will be required to have to go against your homies from your town for your gang. Do you understand that? So you could be best friends with Bob, but Bob is not a Blood or a Crip, but you are, and then the town gets in it with someone, and now Bob got a knife in his hand trying to go at you, trying to go at your gang members, your gang brothers. Now you're going to have to stab your best friend Bob because he done picked up arms to come against you. That's why I'm so pissed off and angry. And like I said, men don't get in their feelings or emotions because we govern by our instincts and desire to survive, when women, they're governed by their feelings and emotions. And that's because they can't go past 6 in the supreme mathematics because that's their highest limitation. And us as God, we have 7.5 is our number. That's why God is 7. The half means infinite. That's the amount of brain cells we have. We have 7.5 ounces of brain cell. The female has 6. And we have that half, which is infinite. That extra one is what makes us God. That extra half is what makes our knowledge infinite. And that's why they came out with things, you know what I mean? Like this cell phone. You know what I mean? And in another 10, 20 years, it's going to be all types of other stuff. You see, they're already talking in watches now. You know what I mean? That's some beat me up Scotty stuff from when I was growing up. Y'all might not remember Star Trek, but when we saw, you know, James Kirk talking into his watch, talking about beat me up Scotty at the control tower, and that's where the beat me up Scotty came in during the freebase era. Show you how everything is governed by movies, where they say, man, yo, that nigga beamed up. You know what I mean? Meaning he high off that freebase. You know, this before crack, so y'all don't understand, so let me just relax and keep riding. Now, so you understand, Bob is coming at the Bloods of the Crips that you're in, but Bob is your best friend from grade school, but now you find yourself in prison and you chose to join a gang, and he chose to stay out the gang and just be with his car, but someone from your gang that had nothing to do with you got into it with somebody from your car where you're from. Now you have to go against your car. That's how crazy it is. Just so that y'all understand, it ain't nothing nice, man. You know? So the joint pumping, and let me give you a scenario. Here, you know what that is? That's the wheel scourging. You know what I mean? I just bust a U-turn, and we're gonna go back to California. We out in California, and there's a blood out there, little young boy. He from New York, but he ran in D.C. You know what I mean? And you know, he grew up in D.C. because his grandmother from D.C., his mama sent him to live with his grandmother down in D.C., but he's straight Harlem. You know what I mean? But, you know, he's straight D.C. also. But then he decided to join the Bloods. So now we out west, and he's claiming, you know, Damo. You know, his choice. You know? So he's running under the Bloods, and every time something happened in the West Coast, and they needed to send a hit, or a torpedo to go hit someone, that means stab someone when I say hit. They called on the East Coast brothers to do it. And they had no choice but to do it, you know? So they called on the little homie to do something to one of the East Coast homies that one of the West Coast, you know what I mean? Homies, I'm going to say homies too because they fall under the same code and conduct that we fall under. So they're homies. Because like I said, I got my man C-Dog, I got Kaz, I got Spicy Mike, I got Big Drac, you know what I mean? We got all types of, you know, gangsters, you know what I mean? From the West Coast, Chicago, Detroit, you know what I mean? Philly, Tennessee. As long as they fall under the same code and conduct, they are homie, you know? But when you pick a set, that's where you at. So they used to always send the East Coast Bloods to go handle all this fugazi stuff that, you know, they created out there, you know, with the East Coast. And now our homie got to come bring a knife to us, you know. So they told the little homie he had to come stab one of the homies. And he's like, but nah, that's my man. I be with him all the time. I mean, and, you know, it's just a misunderstanding the way you got it. I could get y'all together and y'all could talk about it or go in the cell and fight about it and deal with it one-on-one. Whether you want to deal with it with knives or you want to deal with it in knuckles, that's my homie. I could let him to give you a knuckle up fair one, you know. And they're like, nah, the call is you got to go stab him. So the homie said, nah, I ain't going to stab him. You know what I mean? Yeah, because, you know, you going to tell him, nah, I ain't going to stab him. You know? So you already know what they did next. They whooped him. You know what I mean? They beat him up real bad. Now, we go to Chow Hall and we see the little homie face all swollen up and we ask him what happened. So he tell us what happened, but it's blood business, so we can't get involved in it. So we tell him straight up, the number's on the screen if y'all got any questions. Cash App, go with that number. Remember that, the little green box next to my name, that's me. No picture of me is me. Now, we tell the little homie, leave that alone, you know? Let them dudes know that you rolling with us now, then we can help you. But as long as you came in claiming blood, we can't get involved. But you got to do something that the Bloods call dishonorable. You got to put your flag down. You understand? But you're a man, you make your own choice. If you choose to put your flag down, we're going to hold you up. But don't put your flag down out here for this situation and then go back east and pick your flag up, because now you're being dishonorable. But if you put your flag down, we're going to hold you down wherever you go. But you can't go back once you put that flag down, because it ain't no pick it up, drop it when you get into something. But you young, you made a mistake. If you feel you made a mistake and you want to get out of it, you understand what I'm saying? You know, let them know that you no longer blood. And then we got you, you know. So the little homie went and, you know, let him know that he was no longer blood. And of course the Bloods try to say, nah, he always Damu. You know what I mean? So like, all right, well, if y'all want to go to war for it, we go to war for it, because this is how we hold our homies down. You know what I mean? We said, well, he said he's no longer a blood, so that means he's one of us now. You know what I mean? So you can either see him one-on-one, or you can see us one-on-one, or you can see us all together, and we all rock and roll, and we all bleed, and we all die, so whatever happens from there happens. True story for you youngins listening to this. So you got to be able to pick a side, you know? So bottom line is, they say, well, we ain't having it. So of course, it was a big old brawl, you know what I mean? East Coast, you know, against, you know, the Bloods out there. The Crips didn't get involved because it was black on black, and that was blood business. It wasn't Crip business. But if we was a Mexican gang or a white gang, or, you know, something Latin outside of our race, then the Crips would have got involved with the Bloods, and so would we have got involved with the Bloods. But at this time, you know, this is blood business, and New York, D.C., Philly, Baltimore, East Coast area, because that's where the homie from. So when they got into it, we went out there and we terrorized that joint. You understand what I'm saying? Few of us got stabbed, few of them got stabbed, but that's a part of the war. So you understand? You understand? That's a part of the war. There's casualties of war. But we was holding the homie down because it is what it is. You know? That's my Ruko, or Roku, however they want to pronounce it, channel. It's at Unique Mecca Audio if you got Roku, or you could go to Spotify and all that and get my podcast to download the audio. Everybody go over there and download the audio at the joint. And remember, I got a big party May 7th, Sunday, coming up at Club Salsa Con Fuego. Funkmaster Fx on Wheeler Steel and Ja Rule performing. Just so you know what it is, you know. But make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. So that's where we was at. So we terrorized the joint. We had a big old fight. They lock us all down in administration. They come to the cells and they asking us, y'all, what happened if we open up? Is there going to be a problem? Blah, blah, blah. So we let them know that, nah, there ain't going to be no problem if we going to open, if you open back up. We just going to do our bid and continue to bid. You know what I mean? They didn't like that answer because that's not giving them the yes or no they wanted, but we're not going to give them a yes or no, because it is what it is. Open up your compound and let us do our time. If we choose to kill each other, we choose to kill each other. You know? So they open up their compound, and sure enough, soon as they open it up, first chance we got, you know what I mean? Bloods in the East Coast, we all got in it again over the little homie. But we had to fight to get him extracted from that blood banner. The kid was 22 years old. And he was gangbanging from the street. You understand what I'm saying? But when he get out west, they not playing fair. They sending him on torpedo missions. It's not like he just said, I'm tired of it. I don't want to be a part of it no more because you chose that. You know? But they went and violated him, put his hands on one of our homies. So we had to let that ride at the time when they did it because he was still under the blood banner. But once we told him that he was no longer blood, that he with our car now, out California, you know, to keep it 100, they even call that set tripping. That's like a dude that's a blood one day, a Crip the next week. And you know, that's called set tripping. I even know a couple of brothers. I met 2 brothers out there, you know, in California. Their names was set trip. It was official, you know what I mean? But that was just their names. But set tripping when you jump from one set to the next, you know. But this wasn't the case. You know, the homie didn't know the mechanics of what he was getting into when he got in it, and being that he was still our little homie, us as the elders, we had to hold him down. So that's how we played that out. We wasn't having it, you know. So we went to fighting again. You know, we let them know every time they open these doors, we gonna fight you for the little homie. Because you're never going to disrespect one of ours, just like you're not going to allow us to disrespect one of yours. So they said, well, you disrespecting our flag. No, we got nothing to do with your flag. We're talking about our homie, our little homie that's going to make bad choices in life like we made bad choices that wound us up in the prison. And he feel like, him coming out here in the West and being a blood with y'all, was a bad choice. But it's not a choice that he's going to waver on, because if he decide to go back to blood, we're going to punish him. So you understand. If he says after the beef calm down that he's going to become a blood again and he start running with the bloods again, we're going to stab our 22-year-old homie up. We're going to run our 22-year-old homie off the compound. We're going to airlift him. Before we allow him to disrespect us and play this game. Because we defend our own. And we chastise our own when we violate. And for him to come over here while it's a beef and then go over there, that's the ultimate violation, and we're not going to have it, because we have rules, codes, conduct, morals, principles, and we live under the honor system. So we was honoring his word that he felt he made the wrong choice as a young man, and now he wanted to get back on track. We fought about 5-6 times, with the Bloods over that, But they finally, realized that we wasn't giving up for our homies, so they left it alone. He was one man. And then, of course, his other little homies was trying to tell him, that's messed up, you jump ship, da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, as soon as something happened, nigga, they gonna send your ass out there on the front line. You know what I mean? For some dumb stuff that they created. And now he's talking sense. So the homie like, nah, they ain't gonna do me like that. You was a sucker, that's why you did you like that. So the homie said, nah, all right. Then here it is a month later. A dude get off the bus, you understand? I think he was from Jersey, and dude from the Bloods owed the Jersey dude, some money for some stamps that he loaned him, because he was dealing with the brother, but he wasn't a Blood, but he loaned the Blood brother some stamps, and the Blood brother told him he wasn't paying him, so he went and whooped the brother and stabbed him up that refused to pay him, as he should, because that's the way penitentiary goes. So he done stabbed this man up for not paying him his money, and now they telling his homie to go stab up the other homies from his little projects, and I think from Patterson, New Jersey. Now they want him to go stab the other Patterson dudes that was there, That's how crazy this is, so y'all understand, man, So, of course, now they don't want to do it. You know what I mean? But, long story short, they went ahead and stabbed their little homie, man. Because that's how this thing go. They went ahead and stabbed their little homie because the big homies for the Blood car in California told them to go stab him. Now, picture that. Another man telling you to stab your homie because he stabbed one of your blood affiliates for doing some dishonorable crap by not paying his debt. So he was right for stabbing him, but still they spilled the blood of a Blood. So now blood have to be spilled from whoever that spilled the blood from a Blood, whether the blood is right or wrong. That's how this thing go, man. Let's so you understand. See, you can't get content nowhere else like this. I'm giving it to you raw, man. These are jewels. Now, if I say the Cash App, flashing up on the screen right after this, that's my Instagram. I respond to my DMs. That's the Cash App. The pictures of me on the Cash App is not me. Even if it's the same name, it got to have a little greenhouse next to it. We trying to rectify it. But this is how this thing go. You get real game over here. But dude wound up stabbing up dude. So I just wanted to give you all a little scenario on how this work when you in a gang and you get into it, or someone in your gang get into it with your homie, and your number come up there, you got to go stab your homie, even when your homie, was right for stabbing one of your blood brothers. He was wrong because he spilled the blood of a blood. This shit too deep, man. Let me get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all subscribe and all that, man, so we can do this thing right. All right?
Cheers, cheers, the crime.
Huh? You like that? I hear you. Yeah, that's 20 minutes.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio.
Yeah, I knocked out 3 videos. See, I think I can ride when I'm talking to you.
Get it live like 2 G's in the night. Drop top beamer so shine. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you ain't got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.